All right, so chapter 1, lesson 5 is graph ratio tables. So yesterday we created ratio tables. Now today we're going to take those ratio tables and we're going to put them on a coordinate plane. A coordinate plane, and you guys already wrote this down, a coordinate plane is formed when two perpendicular number lines intersect at their 0 points. This is an example of a coordinate plane. The point at which they intersect is called the origin. So right there, that is the origin. The horizontal number line is called the x-axis, and the vertical number line is called the y-axis. Now, if we put a point on the coordinate grid, such as 2, 3, that's called an ordered pair. An ordered pair is a pair of numbers to locate a point on the coordinate plane. So now we want to fill in the blanks with the highlighted vocabulary above. So this, whoops, deleted the wrong thing. All right, so this, let's see, let's start with the this vertical axis. This is called the y-axis. Very good. This point where they intersect is called the origin. Very good. This point on the line, the coordinates are called an ordered pair. Very good. Let's see. This horizontal axis is called the x-axis, and the whole thing is called the coordinate plane. Very good. The coordinate plane. And sometimes you'll hear me say coordinate grid also. So it's the same thing. Okay? So the first thing we're going to look at is graphing ordered pairs. We're going to graph ordered pairs. You've already written down these definitions, the x-coordinate. Actually, you didn't write, you wrote the x-axis. Here you can use ordered pair to name any point on the coordinate plane. The first number in an ordered pair is called the x-coordinate, and the second number is called the y-coordinate. So right now you don't have to write down the sentences. I would like for you to write the ordered pair, and then I want you to label it. Okay? So the first number in the ordered pair is the x-coordinate, and that corresponds to a number on the x-axis. The second number is called the y-coordinate, and that number corresponds to a number on the y-axis. It says here you can express information in a table as a set of ordered pairs. To see patterns, we graph the ordered pairs on the coordinate plane. All right, so this example, example 1, it says the table shows the cost in dollars to create CDs of digital photos at a photo shop. The table also shows this information as ordered pairs, and the ordered pairs represent the x. The x is going to be the number of CDs, and the y is going to be the cost in dollars. So here we want to graph the ordered pairs. So if you look at the table, this is the x and this is the y. So when we graph on the coordinate grid, we're going to go from the origin. From the origin, we're going to start here, and we're going to go to the right one unit. So that's going to be right there. And then the y value is the vertical movement, so that means we're going to go up 1, 2, 3, and that's where we end up. Is everybody clear with that? Okay. So that was just a little review of graphing. And then 2, 6, there's 2 comma 6, and 3 comma 9 is 3 comma 9. Now, from the ordered pair, from the table, you can see there's the X, there's the Y, and the ordered pair is represented like this. Okay? Your X and your Y coordinates are separated by a comma and enclosed in parentheses. You must have parentheses on your ordered pair. If you don't have parentheses, it's not an ordered pair, it's just a list of numbers. Is everybody clear? All right. Good. So that's how we graph on the coordinate plane. So then you just put a dot at the point where you end up. All right. Now we want to describe the pattern in the graph. So here it says it looks like the points will be what? In a straight line. You see that? It looks like the points will be in a straight line. Each point is 1 unit to the right and 3 units up. So look at this. So we're going, let me change this to red. We're going 1 unit to the right and 3 units up. You see that? We're going 1 unit to the right and 3 units up. Every time we're going one to the right and 3 units up, okay, from the previous point. So that means that it costs $3 for every CD created. All right, so here the table shows Gloria's earnings for 1, 2, and 3 hours. The table also lists the information as ordered pairs, hours for the X, and earnings for the Y. Now, before we continue with graphing, I want to talk to you about how we determine which one is going to be the X and which one is going to be the Y. Okay, those are called, and this is just a little extra. Okay, you can write this down as a note, as an extra note in your notebook. But what those are called the independent and dependent variables. Okay, the X value. The X value is the one, it's called the dependent variable. The X value is the dependent variable. That's the one that causes change in the Y value. Does everybody understand that? So the number of hours she works determines how much she's going to get paid. Does that make sense? So the X value does the affecting, and the Y value gets affected. Okay, so now we're going to graph the ordered pairs. So we are going to graph our ordered pairs. So we have 1, 5. 1, 5 is our ordered pair. So we go to the right one, and we go up to the 5. That's right there. Okay. Oh, I also forgot we have to label here too. So for 2, 10, we have 2. We go 2 to the right, and we go up 10. For 3, 15, we go to the right 3 and up to 15. So bear with me. Now, before we continue, what does the X represent again? The X represents the hours that she worked. So we're going to put hours down here on the graph. You got to make sure we label our graph, right? And then over here, for the Y values, that's going to be dollars earned. Okay? So that's going to be dollars earned, and that's going to be over here on the Y-axis. Everybody clear? Alrighty. All right. So now, if I look at this graph, what does it look like? What does it look like? The line looks like. The points look like. They look like they're on a straight line. Very good. Now, one more thing. Here If she works 1 hour, how much is she getting paid? $5, right? So 1 hour, the graph went up 5 units. If we put another hour on there, how many units is it going to go up? 5 more, right? It's going to be $5 more there, right? And then if she works another hour, 3 hours, then the graph goes up 5 more units. So that means that for every 1 hour, she earns $5. All right, so here now we're going to compare ratios. We are going to compare ratios. You can use tables and graphs to compare ratios. The greater the ratio, the steeper the line will appear. Please make sure you write that down. The greater the ratio, the steeper the line will appear. Okay? All right, for example 3, it says 2 friends are making scrapbooks. Renee places 4 photos on each page of her scrapbook. Gina places 6 photos on each page of her scrapbook. We want to make a table for each scrapbook that shows the total number of photos placed. If each book has 1, 2, 3, or 4 pages, we want to list the information as ordered pairs, pages, comma, photos. Here we have Renee's scrapbook. There's Renee's scrapbook. And on one page it says she puts 4 photos on each page. So one page, 4 photos. Another page, how many more photos? 4 more, right? So that's going to be 8. Does everybody see how we're getting these numbers? One more page, 4 more, so that's going to be 12. You see that? All right. Then over here, for Gina's scrapbook, let's see, it says Gina places 6 photos on each page of her scrapbook. So on one page, she's going to have 6 photos. 2 pages, 6 more, so that's going to be 12. 3 pages, which is 18, and 4 pages, 6 more, which is 24 photos. Everybody see how we get our ordered pairs? Everybody see that? Okay, so now we can put those ordered pairs on a graph. So here, we're going to graph the ordered pairs for each of those friends up there. So, let's see. They did Renee's in blue. So here's 1, 3, 2, 8, 3, 12, and 4, 16. And then for Gina's over here in red, that's 1, 6, 2, 12, 3, 18, and 4, 24. Okay, so here we graphed them. Now, if we look at, I know this is not one of the questions, but if we look at this graph, which one is steeper, Gina's or Renee's? Renee's is a steeper line, right? Does everybody see that? So Renee's has a steeper line, so what does that tell me about the ratio? What does that tell me about the ratio? It is a greater ratio. Is everybody clear with that? Okay, sorry, I got the 2 mixed up. So Gina's is the one that is the steeper one, right? So that means that the ratio for Gina's is a greater ratio. Is everybody clear? Okay, good. Now I don't have to. All right, so example 5 says, how does the ratio of photos to each page compare for each person, and how is it shown on the graph? So let's see. It says that the ratio of photos to pages for Renee's scrapbook is 4 to 1. While the ratio for Gina's scrapbook is 6 to 1. So on the graph, both sets of points appear to be in a straight line, right? But for the line for Gina's is steeper than the line for Renee's. We just said that, right? So the ratio for Gina's is greater. Is everybody clear? Very good.